Today, Sharos will start the discourses for the rest of the retreat, and the title will be The Path to Liberation and Its Obstacles. So there are two sections of this title, but he won't start the main topic today. He will just give the method of sitting to the yogis, together with the 4 guardian meditations, known in Pali as Chaturareka Bhavana. And if there is time left, he will talk about the 4 essential things that everybody has to do. Everyone likes to be happy, and nobody likes to suffer. When we say happiness, you cannot get happiness for nothing. There are causes for the happiness, and one has got to fulfill these causes in order to realize happiness, as much as there are also causes for one's suffering. If one detests suffering, or if one does not like suffering, all one has got to do is abstain or avoid these causes which lead to suffering, and follow the path of happiness instead of deviation from this path. It is to be understood that the practice of Satipatthana, the way of mindfulness, is to free oneself of the mental impurities which arise in oneself, such as greed, hatred, lobha, dosa, so that one becomes cultivated, gentle and lovable, affable, and realize the security in one's life. So when one is practicing this discipline, a high-level discipline, one needs to understand the benefits of the practice. And in order to realize these benefits, the Buddha has given the method of practice, such as sitting, how to sit, and the method of practice. So this will be given briefly. Out of the 3 locations prescribed by the Enlightened One, we have the forest, that's the first one, and then the tree, under a tree or near a tree, and a quiet place, secluded area, away from inhabitants. So these are the 3 locations prescribed, specified by the Enlightened One. Now, this place is not a forest, neither is it are there trees, sizable trees. We may say that this place is a quiet place, as much as one can imagine, in accordance with the times. In keeping with the times, you may say this place is a quiet one, a little bit away from inhabitants. So this place is conducive to the practice of meditation. So the yogis have come here to undertake this practice starting from this morning. So as far as the location is concerned, we may say it is satisfactory. Buddha has also given the instructions how to sit, how to keep the body position, and how to focus your attention. Now, one has to sit with crossed legs crossed, but not to sit in such a way as to press each other. If your two legs are pressing each other, then there may be unbearable situations, feeling painful after long sitting. So you should sit with cross-legged, but in a relaxed position. And during the Buddha's time, of course, there are no such things as cushions and things like that on which you are sitting. In America, people are sitting very comfortably, using a lot of materials to prop up your position, your body. So they are quite comfortable. In the Buddha's time, it was not so. There was no such thing as cushions that you are all using now. Now, as for the body position, you should keep your body erect, upper body erect. The lower part is, of course, cross-legged, and keep the upper body erect. If you don't keep the upper body erect, if it is bent, then there will be unbearable stiffness and tension in the upper part of the body. So by sitting erect like the image which you see in front of you, the Buddha image, there will be no such problems of painful sensations when you're sitting for some time. So you'll be relieved of this pain if you're sitting with erect body, upper body. You may say you sit at 90 degrees centigrade, 90 degrees sitting position, perpendicular. So this is how you sit, and the location and the position and the position of the body. The Venerable Master Sayadaw has given the object of attention in the abdomen. So the mind, you have to focus your attention to the object of attention, object of observation, to which you are meditating. So meditating object has to be specified, and you focus your attention to that object of meditation. The late Venerable Master Sayadaw has given the abdomen area as the focus of attention. Every time you breathe in, the abdomen will rise, and every time you breathe out, the abdomen will fall. So this rising and falling of the abdomen will take place every time you breathe. Although we say rising and falling, in actual fact, we are trying to observe the qualities or the characteristics of rising and falling, namely stiffness, tension, movement, relaxation, and so on. Which are the elements, the manifestation of the elements of the wind. So these are to be observed. So in the beginning, you focus your attention to the abdomen and note rising and falling of the abdomen. When you are noting, you focus your attention, you direct your attention before rising and falling takes place. Like when you are receiving a guest or a friend is coming to your place, you have to wait at the place where he or she is coming and when he or she is coming. Otherwise, you will not be able to meet your friend or guest. So it has to be at the right location and the right time, not before or after he or she has come. So also, the location and time are required in focusing your attention on the object of meditation. You should be face to face with the object of attention by being correct as regards location and time. In this way, you are able to accomplish your practice. So every time you breathe, there is rising and falling. And as you direct your attention on the abdomen, you are bound to observe this object of observation, namely rising and falling of the abdomen. So in this way, the Buddha has prescribed how to sit straight with crossed leg, and how to pay attention, how to focus your attention, and how to be face to face with the object of meditation. Then you breathe normally, not too fast, not too slow, nor hold your breath purposely. Then as you breathe normally, the rising and falling will take place. And this rising is noted as it rises presently while it is hot, just like the saying, strike while the iron is hot. When it rises immediately or presently or while it is hot, while it is fresh, you know the rising and falling. Follow closely this rising and falling, not to be removed from the object of attention, nor to slip off the object of attention. It has to be close. Your mind should be close, has to be close to the object of attention. So in this way, you note, this is the noting method, the method of noting, and this is how you practice this meditation. By following closely, focusing your attention in order to strike with pinpoint precision, your mind is following the object of attention. You're closely attached or closely connected with the object of attention. So what is the immediate benefit of this connection? Your mind is said to be controlled. There will be no distraction, no dispersion of the mind. The mind will not go elsewhere, here and there. It will only fall pinpointed on the object of attention. So just imagine at this stage when your mind is concentrated. Can there be any greed for desirable objects? There cannot be. There can also be no anger or aversion or hatred. The mind will remain pure. The mind will be free from impurities. So if the mind is pure, it will be blameless, flawless. This is commendable. This is the good consciousness, pure mind, pure mind. So you develop this pure mind from one moment to many moments. Strengthen this mind is, and this practice is known as bhavana, or meditation or development. So the immediate benefit is freedom from mental impurities such as lobha, dosa, greed, hatred. In this way, one will become free of impurities such as lobha, dosa, greed, hatred, negative elements, mental negativities in the mind, with the sustained mindfulness, sati, on the object of observation. For 1 second of mindfulness, or for 1 moment of mindfulness, your mind will be protected from these negativities, kilesas. Kilesas will not have a chance to rise in your stream of consciousness. If the mind is protected in this manner, there will be security. Secure from the bondage of greed, hatred. If you are secure, you will be free from such bondage. Otherwise, you will not be free from the bondage of these kilesas. With 1 moment of noting, there will be 1 moment of freedom. This is very important. If you are free, then you will feel peaceful. If you are not free, there won't be any peace at all. This is commendable. Peace is commendable, and this is the immediate benefit of this sustained mindfulness. So one has got to cultivate such methods, cultivate the mind in order that they become ennobled and developed. So this will be a cause for happiness. In this way, you are cultivating this momentary peace, moment by moment, peace and happiness. So in the beginning, you are realizing this protection of the mind. Your mind is protected momentarily. There will be moment by moment security, leading to freedom from the bondage of kilesas from moment to moment, and this will lead to peace of mind. So these momentary benefits, protection, security, freedom and peace, have to be built up in order to get the real or the large amount of peace and happiness. So whoever wants to realize the happiness, peace and happiness, should cultivate this moment by moment practice in order to realize the peace. So whoever wants to realize peace has to build up all this momentary peace, moment by moment, to build up and cultivate this small amount of peace in order to get large amount of peace. So the question rises, is it necessary for everybody, or is it essential for everybody? As for Sayadaw, he considers that this is essential for everybody. There are 4 things which have to be fulfilled, whether it is in the worldly matters or in the spiritual matters. It is essential for everybody. It is essential that everybody should fulfill these 4 things. Now everyone cherishes peace and happiness, and this is essential for everybody. When we say everybody, this is not confined to the Buddhists or Buddha's devotees. It is universal, concerns everybody, every human being. That means everyone who likes to be happy and peaceful. The 4 things are, first of all, one has got to do a compulsory nature of the task or the work or the practice. That means one has got to do it, but this is not by command, but this is by necessity. Secondly, one has got to do it by oneself, not through another person, not through an agent or proxy. For example, when you are eating, drinking and evacuating, you got to do it by yourself, not through another person. You cannot hire another person to eat. Thirdly, one has got to do this particular thing in time and on time. That means when one is in time means when one is still of age or young, one is young and healthy, and one has the facilities to do it, such as the teachers who can give correct guidance and things like that. On time means timely, punctual practice, such as when you have 24 hours available to you, practicing full time, except the time when you are fast asleep, taking out 4 hours from 24, so you have 20 hours available. To be mindful every moment or every second of this time. This is the third aspect. And the fourth aspect is the maximum benefit that one can get. If a task or a practice brings about maximum benefit, then this can be said to be essential for everybody. Now, as to this practice, to get peace, you must be free from the bondage of these kilesas. And this practice affords or brings about freedom from negativities or negative mental states, kilesas, and bring about peace as the benefit. So this practice of Satipatthana brings maximum benefit. That's why it is essential for everybody. Because Satipatthana has been declared to bring about 7 benefits, beginning with the purity of the mind, freedom from grief, lamentation, and so on. So, when only one's mind is pure, will one be able to be free from the bondage of kilesas and be peaceful. So whoever wants to realize full-time peace has to build up a part-time or momentary peace. That's why it is essential for everybody, because this Satipatthana, the way of mindfulness, fulfills these 4 aspects. In order to be able to practice without any disturbances, to be able to practice peacefully, the Buddha has given the 4 guardian meditations or protection meditations. And some of you might have understood, listened to this talk, and for new people it will be necessary to understand these 4 guardian meditations in order to protect them in the course of the practice, so that they will be free from disturbances. And those who have already heard also can listen again in order to be more clear. And these 4 guardian meditations are known as Arekha Bhavana. Therefore also called 4 protective meditations. They are: first, Buddha-nusati, recollection of the qualities of the Buddha. Secondly, we have meditation on loving kindness, Metta Bhavana. Thirdly, Asubha Bhavana, recollection or meditation on impurities, such as the constituent parts of the body, taking constituent parts of the body as such as hair, and so on, as impure and repulsive. So this is Asubha Bhavana. And as for the 4th one, we have Maranasati, mindfulness of death. Out of these 4 guardian meditations, the first one is Buddha-nusati, recollection of the Buddha or the Buddha's quality. And out of several qualities of the Buddha, you can take one which fits you most, which you think is most suitable. Let us take, say, Arahan, the quality of Arahan. Being free, this means he is totally free or pure of greed, hatred, delusion and other kilesas. Because of mental purity, he is respected or revered or venerated by all beings. So this is the result. Because of the cause here is the purity of the mind. Because of this purity, the result is that he is respected or venerated by all beings. So, with the attainment of Arahata Magga, the path of the holy ones, he was able to eradicate all kilesas to the point of no return. Now at this point we may say, what is the difference between his state of mind and that of ordinary Arahant, the enlightened one, or holy one? As for the ordinary Arahant, he is now free from the tendencies of the past. Just like when you have a bottle of alcohol or some other liquid, odorous liquid, even if you wash it, there may be some traces of this odor left in the bottle. It will not be totally free from. It may be free, it looks free, but when you smell it, you'll be able to smell traces of this odor, traces of the smell. Now in the case of the fully enlightened one, the Buddha, he is totally free from these tendencies of the past. When he meets lustful objects or objects which can arouse greed, he will not be overcome by greed. He will not be greedy. And even if he meets hateful object, hate-inducing object, there will be no hatred, anger or aversion. And the same thing goes with objects of delusion. He will not be deluded or bewildered or confused about such objects. He will be clear and free from confusion, free from delusion. So because he was able to fulfill these conditions or causes, he commands veneration by all beings. So he is endowed with all these qualities, hence the fully enlightened one. So by meditation on this Buddha's quality, you can also free yourself of these negative elements, lobha, dosa, moha, in your own right in the course of the practice. If you practice for 1 minute, you will be purified for 1 minute of these negative states. So, what is the immediate benefit? The immediate benefit is purity of the mind, and also during the practice, while you may be concentrating your mind, the mind becomes concentrated, there can arise some frightful, objects arising in your visions or in your thoughts. Then you will not be afraid of such frightful objects if you have practiced this mindfulness of the enlightened one. And you will have kind consideration towards others. So these are the benefits which can arise in the course of the practice. Hence, the practice of the mindfulness of the Buddha or the Buddha's quality for about 1 minute in order to be protected from all disturbances in the course of the practice. The second kind of Karya meditation is Metta Bhavana, loving kindness meditation, regarding others as your true or real friends, having universal benevolence, spreading this loving kindness to all beings without remainder, in a measureless manner, without limit. So, this is wishing for the others' welfare, others' happiness and success. If you are able to have this kind of mentality, then you will have no aversion or hatred towards others, because you are wishing for the welfare of others. So in this way, we say that the mind is not dry but wet. In Pali we call sineha. Wet things will stick to one another. The dry things will not stick. So this metta, loving kindness, is like wet feeling, like sap or glue, which will stick, which will cause things to stick. So they will stick instead of being separated. By spreading to all beings that may they be happy and peaceful, you are wishing for the welfare of others, wishing for universal benevolence. So in this way, if you are having friendly relations or friendly feeling towards others, others will respond in a friendly way. So out of these 11, or they will all, if they consider you as friend, they will only help you and not come and disturb you. So out of the 11 kinds of benefits which can arise out of this loving kindness meditation, one of them is you'll be free from seen and unseen disturbances in the course of your practice, and will be able to practice peacefully. Hence, the necessity for the practice of Metta Bhavana, loving kindness meditation, to some extent, say for 1 minute.